Hello, welcome my dear life accountants. So in today's video, we're going to look at another important life asset God has blessed us with. We have been on the topic of life assets, which I said are those things that brings value to our lives, and God has designed them to help us enrich our lives and enable us live a purposeful life. Now, the third life asset given to us by God is called relationships. We are social beings, and God did not create us to do life on our own. As a life accountant, I don't just see relationships as just ordinary. I call it divine relationships. I believe that any relationship that has been orchestrated by God at the right time for my life has a purpose. Because I am a life accountant and I am intentional about every season and every aspect of my life, I treat these gifts as sacred. I understand that God places people strategically in our lives in order to enrich our lives, to bring value to our lives, to teach us lessons, and to enable us live life with purpose. The first relationship we need to cultivate in our lives as a life accountant is our relationship with God, the one who created us, the one who we are accountable to, the one who has given us every other gift in order to enrich our lives. We create this relationship using our will. That is why the will is the most important life asset. Once you're able to utilize your will to build this relationship with God, every other relationship in your life will come to fulfill its purpose. God places relationships in our lives for a reason. We need to understand this and make the most out of it. Some relationships are there to serve us for a short period of time, for a season, while some are to serve us for the longest period of time. A life accountant ought to recognize the patterns and seasons of their life. Then they will come to understand the essence of relationships God has placed in their lives. A life accountant needs to know that God uses relationships to help us in every area of our lives. We have family relationships, we have mentor-mentee relationships, we have student-teacher relationships, we have husband and wife relationships, we have parents and children relationships. We have so many relationships that God utilizes to help us be the best version of ourselves. God has blessed us with this asset of relationship, and He expects that it should bring value to our life. It should enrich our lives, and it should draw us closer to our purpose at every given time. Any relationship you are in which drains you should not and is not the perfect will of God. While any relationship that draws you closer to God, that enables you be your true self, and that helps you in every area of your life, that makes you feel fulfilled and makes you happy, is the perfect will of God. One important relationship I know God has blessed me with is the relationship with my husband. I know that God divinely planned and orchestrated our meeting for a reason and for His purpose to be fulfilled. Because that relationship brings me closer to God. It helps me be my true self. It gives me peace. It challenges me to look for my higher purpose, and it brings me fulfillment. My dear life accountants, you need to examine your life and the relationships around you. Ask God to remove the ones that are not of Him and that is not going to fulfill His will on earth. Ask God to open your eyes to the ones you should nurture, and ask God for the grace to enable you nurture such relationships. Remember that these relationships given to us by God is not expected to be treated anyhow. God expects us to nurture these relationships. He expects us to invest our time and energy to these relationships. He expects us to be true, genuine, and open in these relationships. As a life accountant, God expects that we stay dedicated and committed to the relationships He has placed in our lives. That is why I leave you with this reflective question. Ask yourself, are the relationships in my life enabling me live a purposeful and fulfilled life? Are the relationships in my life helping me be my true self? Are the relationships in my life giving me peace and progress? Are the relationships in my life helping me achieve my greater purpose? Or am I just wasting my time? My dear life accountants, remember we are going to account for our lives, and relationship is one of the huge reasons why so many lose their lives, lose their soul, and lose their destiny. Therefore, my dear life accountants, I will not want you to be one. I want you to be that life accountant who can boldly say, I lived a life of purpose, and at last I achieved my aim in this world. Remember, be the accountant of your life. Peace out.